Hello to everybody watching and listening, and once again, welcome back to some more Mechabellum. This is shall we say, a return match. I met this player, Mr. 76753 and whatever else, on the ladder twice, and the first time he smashed me with carry arc lights. We're gonna see what happens this round. I don't have the first game as it was, I'm gonna say, fairly one-sided. And yeah, we'll see what this game has. And I also want to, in retrospect, analyze this game and see what I could have done better. I guess I can reveal it again. I lost to his carry arc lights again. He's already dropping 4. I thought I could do it like he's telegraphing his strategy from the get-go. Look, he has 4 arc lights in round 1. Guess what I'm gonna do? He starts with literally 1 unit of chaff here. Or am I overlooking something else? I don't think I'm overlooking anything. Oh, and well, I'll do that afterwards. For the moment, at least, I am putting my units in spaces where I think they might do well in the later stages of the game. But I was definitely not sure if he would carry arclight me again. So I didn't immediately go and put everything in hard counter position against carry arclights, because then he could just do something else and completely obliterate me. That said, in the first round, my opponent is supply specialist, so he was able... did he... No, he did not. I thought for a moment he might have bought out for another unit or something like that. But no. Actually, that doesn't make sense anyway. I am speed specialist in this specific case, which is, I think, actually pretty good against carry arclights because you need to close in on them. Alright, round 2. Elite Phoenixes, an option, but they would be super expensive. My opponent picks a shield device specialist. I just don't pick anything here. And, oops. I'm sorry. I accidentally hit button number 1, which means that I'm going back to the start of round 1. What I really wanted to do is hide the chat. Where is that actually here? Language and chat. Hide chat window. Now. While he goes for arclight range, literally in the second round, he puts a bit more chaff out and does make use of his deployments actually, which is, I guess, an advantage of being the supply specialist. You can do that here. I decide that I should probably try and annoy him at least a bit from the start of things. So I'm getting some wasps here as a temporary solution so that I'm not losing absolutely everything forever. Then I fill the board with a bit more chaff. So my opponent now has 3 units of chaff on the board, and I have, is it 6? I think it's 6 units of chaff. The wasp here can take care of everything in due time, but my opponent's arclights will take care of everything on my side here. However, there is no more anti-air, so this round is definitely going in my favor, and these wasps are going to level probably off it. When you have a bunch of wasps that are getting all the kills, they are very likely to level even if they're doing nothing but hitting level 1 units and getting a tower. I am even winning this tank fight here, and the wasps have already leveled. My opponent comes back and these carry arclights will be able to take care of the tanks pretty handily. However, the wasps have leveled and I don't lose HP this round, my opponent will. So at least, I kinda bought a bit of time. Unfortunately, his arclights leveled, and I guess that might have been my first mistake. I should have invested into something that would almost definitely win me the round. Now, more marksmen, well, not more marksmen in the first place, and then level 3 is pretty decent. And since a recent game where I managed to win with Scorpions against carry arclights with highly upgraded Scorpions, I decided to take them on myself again and see if I can repeat that success. Whereas before, everything I did was basically just, well, guess what? I'm just going to go with fortresses and hope to overwhelm my opponent's arclights with HP. Now I'm trying to kinda match his range and splash and damage and everything. Except for maybe fire rate, I guess. He did get the Typhoons to counter the Wasps, and they will counter the Wasps pretty well. However, the Scorpion will counter these Typhoons pretty well. First, it does a salvo into the tanks. The Marksman also pretty decent against these Typhoons. However, the Arclights already have charged shot. He is going real aggressive with the upgrades, and that means that he overwhelms me on both sides again and does get very juicy Marksman XP. Which is the next mistake. I should be winning rounds. And I guess adding on expensive and high XP units when you are still losing is not a particularly good move. But then again, like, winning the rounds should always be the goal, more or less. So, yeah. Iron Blast becomes an option, but I think it's too expensive in round number 4. My opponent seems to agree. I am starting to drop more Scorpions and give them some range. It is my hope that I can blast through his Arclights. But what I probably should take away from him is that I should tech into Arclights more and buy chaff in the first rounds. And then in later stages get more Arclights as my deployments. Because it keeps the XP density for the existing Arclights higher. They will level more because there's less XP. I'm sorry. There's less XP divided among the same. No, there's less Arclights around for the XP to be divided. So each one gets a bigger share of the XP pool that your opponent's units provide. I'm starting to break through his chaff a little bit. But the question is, what do I do now? Because I no longer have chaff clear. Which I guess might be the next thing that I need to improve. Better chaff clear. This time, however, my Scorpions are definitely right on top of his Arclights. The issue is that, well, they don't yet have... How should I put this? I didn't have the chaff clear to keep my leveled marksman from being killed again. I guess maybe I should invest into range sooner, but there really wasn't money last round. Not enough anyway. I skip. This, once again, pretty expensive. I invest into some shields because I was kind of expecting him to do that. The range on the Scorpions being shut off, probably pretty juicy. Maybe next time I should adjust my positioning so that the Scorpions are maybe behind the tanks and I can shield them with fewer, or I can shield all my Scorpions with just 2 shields. He techs in, like, it's round 5 and he already has 3 techs on his Arclights. I guess that's Supply Specialist coming very much so in handy. He sold something, I'm not sure what it was though. I'm not really missing any unit on the battlefield. He's leveling his tanks, which I think is actually insane, into somebody who's going for Scorpions. So his missile does nothing really. That Scorpion is not really doing anything, and this Scorpion is officially distracted as well, because I did not have chaff clear on this side. I guess the Scorpions are my chaff clear, and they work decently well, but not efficiently. The marksmen still don't have range, so they will be shot at before the tanks. The tanks being the Scorpions in this particular case, not that they last particularly long. Overall, I now survive with 2 Scorpions, so I think, while my execution definitely needs more work, the general game plan that I have is actually working. He does, however, level again, because my Scorpions are giving him incredible amounts of XP. Maybe that is an issue as well. I'm not sure if it will... because I also get a decent amount of XP off his Arclights. Like these Scorpions, they are definitely leveling. Maybe it is I don't think it's a good solution here, what I'm doing. Maybe just going for Mass Fortress is technically better. He does keep the Wraith around. I'm finally getting range on the marksman. It is about time. But I wonder if it may have been too late already. He's now really putting an Arclight explosion on the board. I don't exactly know what he's shielding from. Maybe he expects me to go into Firestorm Callers or Vulcans or something. Because this was a unit drop round. There is no combat power coming out other than potentially oil being bought. He's actually investing into speed here, which I'm not sure why. I'm putting shields on my Fangs. That should make them last a lot longer. Though the Wraith will of course take care of them extremely well. Yeah, I think my chaff setup isn't bad. It's definitely working, I think.